विरचितवल्लिकमल्लिकमल्लितरल्लकमल्लरते विरचितवल्लिकपल्लिकमल्लिकभिल्लिकभिल्लिकवर्गवृते सितकृतपुल्लिसमुल्लसितारुणतल्लजपल्लवसल्ललिते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते।
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I hope you can hear me and see me. If you can, please give me a yes in the chat. Okay, perfect. How many of you are doing the Navratri sadhana that we suggested? Me. Okay. I remember reading some of your messages from the group, and they were quite interesting realizations we also had. Just now visited Vaishno Devi's temple. Nice. Okay. All right. Is there anybody who is doing any kind of Navratri sadhana or anything like for the first time, or you are new to Devi, you are newly drawn to Devi, or all of you are somebody who has always been a devotee of Devi? I think most of you would be already drawn to Devi for, okay, one, two of you. Okay. Few of you. Mm-hmm. First time sadhana. So some odd reason. Okay. Okay. Today only we shared on the Shakti Yantra, and I'm very excited to share that in our upcoming workshop, 2nd of October. It's an only women workshop, and those of you who are interested, you can join. Everything is on my WhatsApp groups, everything. But in general, I wanted to talk about that as well, and of course, take any questions that you have around maybe Devi, around the sadhana that you're doing. And also, we never like to separate the spiritual practice that we're doing from our daily life. So we must understand that whatever you are experiencing in your daily life, whether it's an argument, whether it is a fight, whether it is some kind of separation that you experience, some kind of intense emotion, all of that is also a very integral part of your sadhana. Okay, a couple of times we end up thinking when I'm meditating or when I'm doing some mantra chanting, then only I'm doing some spiritual work. That is not absolutely true, because every moment, every moment of your life, it is spiritual, of course, right? Because you are a soul and you chose to be in this physical body, in this physical realm. So every moment of this life is spiritual, and it doesn't have to be limited to only when you're doing a sadhana or only when you're going to a temple. That oneness has to be brought. Even when you are having, let's say, an argument with a family member, even when you are expressing some kind of sadness, or even when you're desiring something in your life, that is still a very integral part of your spiritual journey. We must not separate them. Okay. So we will talk more about it. And that is why feel free to ask questions somewhere also around your personal life experiences, because you will see that no matter what that personal story is, it will end up becoming spiritual. It is going to happen. Okay, no matter what your challenge is, your situation is, it will end up becoming spiritual. Okay, all right, so please go ahead and type your questions in the chat. First we'll take few questions from the chat box, and then maybe we will also take one-on-one questions from all of you who are present today. Okay, So please go ahead. I'll wait for your questions in the chat. It can be connected to sadhana, can be connected to Devi, mm, can be connected to something that you have started to realize or have felt in the last few months, days, or even for that matter, a year. Nitika has posted, your post on Shakti is disrupted and has shook me from inside. Now I'm questioning, am I really a devotee of Devi? Or is just me weakness of mine? Because in my current time, I totally turn into a suppressed, silent, withdrawn, and unseen from few years. So what to do now as I feel withdrawn from everything now? I pushed relationships as well, not able to gel up with anyone. Hmm. Hmm. See, first of all, Nitika, whatever that you faced, even if I am um, clinging to Devi because I do not like what is happening in my life right now and in my world right now, in my reality right now, I would like to see from the lens that that is also the will and play of Devi itself. It is Devi who has played this Leela and made me experience whatever. Okay, see, there has to your our ego is such na that it needs some kind of valid, tangible reason for everything. So we don't know that whatever challenges that you felt, whether it's with your relationships, people, everything, we don't know if Devi played the Leela so that you get pulled towards her. Because usually what happens is whenever there is a problem or something, then only we think of, oh, I have to go to Devi, I have to do sadhana, I have to do whatever, any Bhagwan. We get pulled towards. So I remember I heard this once in my meditation. And I know because my spirit guides and whoever that I connect with, all masters, they sometimes become very humorous. So I remember hearing this one message in the meditation I was channeling that, you guys would not have suffered so much, but we really miss you, so we keep adding suffering in your life so that you keep missing us. This is the I remember the message that I heard, and I was both questioning if it is humorous or if it is sad, I don't know. But this is something which I remember. So even if this has happened and you feel that, am I really? No, you are. See, definitely you are a devotee of Devi, because if you were not, you will not be questioning anything. You would have just rejected the post itself. Eh, what nonsense this girl is saying. You would have thought that. Okay. And I know many women or men, whoever, also would have felt that this is all not right. But because you are the biggest sign of being a devotee of any divine form, whether it is Devi, Shiva, Narayan, is self-reflection. And in your question, I'm seeing self reflection. You reflected that, is there something which is also my ego? Is there something that I'm not doing right? That is a biggest sign of devotee. So you definitely don't have to worry. The problem becomes for those of us, or whenever sometimes we may also end up doing like that, when we end up thinking that if I am devotee of, let's say, Mahakal, or if I'm a devotee of, let's say, Madhav, Krishna, that means that I am superior to everything and I don't need to be learning anything. That is when it becomes the problem. When there is no learning, or when there is no self reflection, that what is something that Madhav is trying to teach me or Mahakal is trying to teach me. But if you took that message as your call to reflect, then it is okay. Coming to why you have lost everything, whenever there is, and more than Devi, whenever there is an entrance of the element of Kali in somebody's life, Mahakali, that is when you will have this kind of experiences, because Kalima is the element of Shakti which brings transformation and change, massive changes. So if you are experiencing anything like that, that means Kali is walking with you. That means Kali is present with you. It is the Ma Kali who will uh, put us into the most difficult experiences, and extreme pit darkness. That is why she is so dark. She will put you in darkness. Okay, that is the color of the Kali. Na? We say, oh, she's Shamala. She has dark colored. But the dark color is actually not actually the color, but the darkness has so many different meanings that can be taken from it. One being that she will put you in absolute darkness, which means what? Not ignorance. Here it doesn't mean darkness doesn't mean ignorance here. It means that she will put you in absolute nothingness. Nothing is left. You are questioning your identity, who you are. There will be times when you will question, am I something or not? Like you will have those moments where you will have like, oh, I'm nothing, I'm no one, I don't have a career, I don't have this, I don't have that. You will be pushed into the end of nothingness, and then from there she will rebirth you. So whenever there is a huge rebirth that is going to happen in our lives, Devi will push you to that very end, because she knows that you have been entangled with false things, false realities that are not now for you. And that is why she will take it out, she will put you into the end, and then from there you rise again. Okay, so I would say take it as a sign that Kali is walking with you. And even if you just tell yourself now only in your mind that Ma Kali is walking with you, Ma Kali is walking with, when you start reminding yourself this, you will start to, kind of your perspective will shift. You will not see your situations, your problems the way you're seeing them now. There will be a complete shift of the way you are approaching it. That is going to happen. Okay, but how that will happen? Whenever some situation occurs, okay, you face the situation, you deal with it, but in the back of your mind you keep saying, Ma Kali is walking with me, Ma Kali is walking with me. When you will remind this, Ma Kali will be able to literally, like, like if you're looking at this perspective in the problem, she will shift you like this and show you the see, this is the truth, this is what you're supposed to learn. She will do that. Okay, so try that. Try telling yourself on an everyday basis whenever you are, like an affirmation that Ma Kali is walking with me, Ma Kali is walking with me. And then see how your perspective changes. Okay, thank you. Withdrawn issues very persistent, yeah, exactly. We do feel, see, when we start to feel withdrawn, it's not that we are feeling withdrawn from the outside. We are feeling withdrawn from that version of us that we thought we are. And that version was connected to, let's say, your current career, your current job, the current people that you hang. It's not that you are withdrawn from them. They were just an extension of you. Understand this. Your career, your friends, your social circles, your relationships are an extension of you. Which you? The version of you that you thought you are so far. But if that version is only changing, if you are only transforming from within, then of course your extension will also change. And they are extensions only. They are not your core self, not your foundational self. So it is going to happen that your extensions will first go away. They will start to fall. When your extensions will fall, then you will realize, hey, what happening? Like when a building falls, so imagine they are like doors and windows. Your career, your relationships, your friends, they are like doors and a very outer aspect of the building. First they are falling, they are taking away, and then the foundation is shaken. So like that. Okay, so that is why whenever there is a huge change that has to happen, your withdrawal has to come. Specifically a spiritual shift, if it's going to happen, a withdrawal will come. Aditi is asking, suddenly feeling that you don't have any more desires and are just okay with whatever is happening. Does this happen? Huh. You see, everybody is going into that direction. Yes, that it does happen. But don't worry, it's not going to stay permanent. It's not until unless if divine has a path which is different for you, like let's say if you have the path of vairagya or something, then may it continue. But in for most of us, you it's just a very temporary phase. It's not something that will stay permanent. It's a temporary phase, and it happens to slow us down, to make us reflect that what kind of life are we creating, because we forget that the life that we live is created by our own energy and with whatever that we desire. We may not be consciously desiring these things. We may ask, no, Shivangi, I didn't desire to have, let's say, a broken marriage, or I didn't desire to have, let's say, something, some other thing which is not so good. So that in that case, you may question. But the desire that I'm talking about here is not the conscious desires that we have, but the desires that has been planted in our energy, the energy is, you can say, imprinted like that within us. And because of that, so that is why whenever you start doing any spiritual work, any sadhana, you are asked from divine to pause, to reflect, to see within what are you truly, or what energy are you truly consisting of, what is your energy truly. That is why, and I think most of you would have felt this, that you will end up feeling very withdrawn from what you want and all that. But it's a very temporary phase. After some time, maybe few months or something, you will see that your desires have changed. Maybe previously you desired, and see, honestly, it doesn't have to be that, oh, you will not become materialistic and all that. That's a very myth thing to say. It may happen. I have seen spiritual people who have started doing meditation and sadhana, and before that they were completely like, I don't care what clothes I wear, I don't care. They were that kind of people. And after the sadhana, they have started to dress up properly, they're buying things properly, because for them it was about Lakshmi. For them it was about understanding abundance. For them it was about understanding the Devis, and in everything you don't have to abandon what Devi has created for you. So the shift can be in any way. Somebody may desire to leave everything and go and live in Himalayas or Rishikesh or whatever. On the other hand, some of you may even desire that I want to have the most royal things in my life, the most, because I deserve it. According to your dharma, whatever dharma that has been decided by divine for you, your desires will shift. They bring you to where your alignment is. That is what I would say. Okay. Sarika is asking, I've had continuous ruminations of past hurtful events. Yes, negative incidents, not been assertive. And I know, uh, where did it go? Huh. And I know most things are cause of my non assertion. I'm aware now that they were all messengers who came in my life to teach me lessons, but how to release the negativity. And see, whenever you have any kind of still painful emotions, negativity, anger attached to a situation, okay, it has to be, and I can tell you from 100%, that it has to be that you have still not learned something there. That is why divine will keep, kind of poking you. Your higher self will keep poking you, reminding you of those hurtful messages, or hurtful conversations, or painful incidents. They will keep poking you. Okay, because there was something that you and that person, whoever has hurt you, had decided way above, in a different realm, as atma, as soul, that this is what we will teach each other in this life by having this conversation. And that contract is not complete. Whatever that you had to learn, you haven't learned. And that is why divine will keep poking you, keep reminding you of, oh, see, remember this person said that to you, this person did that to you. So that you ask yourself, you churn, this is called churning of your chetana, churning of your consciousness. Like Samudra Manthan, if you know the story, there was churning of the Milky Way ocean, the Shir Shagar. Like that, here you are constantly going within, asking, why am I still feeling this, what am I missing this. And when you finally get to that lesson, you will realize that all these people, these incidents will become extremely irrelevant. Not that you will not care about them, not that you will become careless or rude. No, you will just realize that, oh, this is why this happened. You will feel free. The word that you have used, na, liberation. You will feel liberated and free. Okay, so which means some message is still pending, some lesson is still pending in that incident. Okay, let me go to the next question. I heard that in this lifetime, women should have given birth to child. If suppose someone has no child, they don't want child, not because of medical condition, but it's her will, then is it okay? See, first of all, I don't know who has created this interesting fact that if in a lifetime woman doesn't give birth, then it's all not worth it. Um, from whatever I channel and the work that I do not agree with this at all. First of all, I find it rather very amusing. Not every woman has planned in their karmic contract, or rather, not every soul, when they were choosing a woman's body, a woman's vessel, they may not have chosen to be mothers, physical, like, giving physically birth. There is a quite possibility that many women have not chosen that. And in fact, with the current shift that our consciousness is going through, actually the women who are in that age where they are asked to give birth, many women have contracts that they will say no, because they do not want to be the bridge to bring any lower consciousness, and because they know that they are still working on the energy of their womb. Of course, they don't know all of this consciously, but it's the, you can say, the higher self that knows. So this is not true. See, I was actually going to create a post on this, but the womb that a woman has, and I'm not just talking about the physical womb, but the energetic womb also, has so many abilities beyond childbirth, so many abilities. And I wanted to create a post on this. Number one being that the womb can be used to release the past life karmic baggages and ancestral baggages of the family that she's born in, and the family that, if she wants to, will choose to marry in. Both of them. That is the power of the womb. Okay. Then second, the womb is also very capable to become like a manifestation portal, a manifestation device through which women can create the reality that they would want to have. It's literally a manifestation place if you know how to use the wisdom of it, which we have been talking about in Kamakhya workshop we did. Then in Durga workshop, the upcoming workshop also, we will be talking about it. So that is there. Then another thing, another very interesting ability of your womb is that your womb can channel a lot of information. Okay, it's not a coincidence that during your menstruation or whenever you are bleeding, I don't know if you have noticed, women may have not noticed, but women become extremely intuitive during their menstruation and during their pregnancy also. They become highly intuitive, but the world doesn't validate that intuition and may call her, oh, you're being oversensitive and blah 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 because you're PMSing and whatever. But her intuition can be really heightened during her menstruation. Okay, so and these are just three of the top ones that I could think of right now. So of course the womb has much more work, and not to deny, the womb also is the place from where she can awaken her spiritual growth also. So no, that I don't believe in this. And with whatever work that I have done, I don't find any you can say solid information to support what this statement is. Okay, so I hope this is clarified. Okay. The next question is, tears were flowing on their own. Who was crying? I was astonished during the sadhana. What had happened? See, tears, they happen when you are meditating also, sometimes when you're doing sadhana also. And I've seen quite a good number of content on this topic, that why tears come. And I think most of them are somewhere around right only, what they are suggesting. Tears are connected to actually two, three things. In fact, womb and sacral chakra is also connected to tears. We were just talking about it. Number one, tears are a way to release energy. Okay, so that is one. Number two, tears also happen because your heart remembers the feeling of how it feels like to be in oneness with the Supreme. Because in our absolute truth, we are constantly in oneness with Supreme, whether it is Devi, whether you believe in Vishnu, whether you believe in Shiv, doesn't matter whom you believe as the Supreme, but you are always in oneness with that. And we forget it. So we come to this world, we forget in all the Maya. But when we do sadhana, when we do meditation, that veil, that curtain that is in front of our eyes, which is making us feel that I am here and Paramatma is somewhere up above, I can't even reach, that veil starts to thin. The curtain starts to become translucent. And that is why you start to feel that, oh, I am home. So this is a feeling of that I am home. Because one of the common emotional pain that all of us have, all of us, that doesn't matter what your story is that I feel that I don't belong. This is a common thing. And if you go deep, deep down in your inner reflection, you will realize all of you feel this. And it is because as a human, we don't feel that we belong to this world of Maya. We feel that we should be up with the oneness, with the Supreme. So that is why when you're doing sadhana, when you're doing spiritual practices, mantra chanting or meditation, that is when the veil kind of becomes a little bit thin, and it becomes easier to remember that, oh, this is what being in oneness feels like. And that is why they flow. Okay. Uh, just a second. Huh? Yeah, my laptop was discharged. Yes. I have a question. Shifali is asking a question. I have a question. Before that, I would like to check whatever that I have asked so far. Let me just go. Huh. Whatever that I have answered so far, have you been able to get some kind of answer or benefit from it? If yes, can you please give me a yes? And then we will begin with the other questions. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me find the question. Where is it? Yes, Shifali has asked, I have a question which brings a conflict from within. I always fear from losing complete control and go with flow. There is one thing where I don't lose my control, and every time I do that, what comes from inside is God has given me free will and it doesn't come from my heart. So I don't do or take that decision. Somehow I just feel that what if I go above and complain later if I end up taking that decision? What if God said that I gave you the free will? So why did I do that? I'm a little bit confused about free will and everything. I think I lost somewhere the overall sense. But what I'm picking on is it's about um that you have fear of losing complete control and going with the flow. And there is something where you don't I don't lose my control. Yeah, there's something where you don't lose your control. Uh, and God has given you the free will to choose, but you don't do it so. Okay, so I think I would like to take this question and make it little bit more for the collective audience, for everybody, so that everybody can be benefited from it. That first of all, this is very interesting to ask ourselves. We say, okay, I have this problem with controlling. We want to control. Everybody has that. We want to control our reality. And whoever says that, no, no, I am very free flowing, I highly doubt, because as a human, we have this tendency, even when we are not aware of it, to try to control our surrounding. And then people in the spiritual perspective and everything, they will say, whether it is a sadhak or a saint or a teacher, they will say that you have to just go with the flow. You don't, you are holding on too much, you're controlling too much. But I would like to add something here. It is when we think that we have control over our life and over our reality, that is a very interesting lie that we tell ourselves. We keep making ourselves believe that I have control. From this moment to end the moment that you will leave your body, you honestly don't have control. Because when I say you, I'm talking about your ego self. You do not have control, but you keep telling yourself, you keep kind of जैसे बच्चों को करते हैं, we convince children that, oh, papa will come at 5, papa will come at 6, I'll get you a chocolate. We convince the child like that. Like that, we are convincing our ego by making it believe that, no, no, you are in control. But it is absolutely not true. So when we say that, I always fear losing complete control, you don't have control only. What are you talking about losing? You never had it. You can lose something when you have it. But if you do not have it, how will you lose it? That is my question. You don't have control. If you had, leave everything else. On your own breath, you don't have control. Okay. On your own organs, are you every day waking up and telling your kidney, see, today you have to filter 8 liters of water. Okay. I'm drinking more water today. Do you do that? Things are not, and Acha, leave that. When you travel, let's say you leave by cab, or sorry, you travel by cab, you travel by plane or whatever. You have completely surrendered to whoever is riding that vehicle. There is no control there as well. So it's a very interesting lie and narrative that humans tell to our own selves. And then interestingly, we also then work on, oh, I have too much control issues, I need to release them. You don't have control issues. You are thinking that you have control issues. You're telling yourself a lie. So to get away from this, Shefali, and whoever who has similar issues, you just have to remind yourself that I'm just fooling myself by telling this. There is no, even if you think that you were in control or you were trying to control your life, no, it was not. Okay. And the whole perspective, interestingly, many people, when they come on a spiritual path, they don't realize that they're actually still coming from a place of control. Okay, when we start to do sadhana, when we start to do healing, when we start to do meditation, there is a very slight intention from your ego that if I do this, I will be able to change, let's say, my husband, or if I do this, I will be able to change my career. If I do this, again, there is an intention to control. Okay, so leave it. It's a narrative, a false narrative that we keep telling ourselves. Whenever you fall into this confusion, tell yourself, I am just making a fool of me. Honestly, there is nothing in control. And the whole perspective is to not have control. That is the whole perspective. Okay, so this is what I would like to just add, and I hope that brings you some realization. um the next question is, I have been into Sati to Parvati sadhana, very interesting. And this Navratri, this sadhana came into my life thanks to you, but somewhere or the other, I'm not able to connect to Devi. I'm doing these exercises, and honestly, they are eye opening, but I'm not able to like very much connect. एक तो ये very sweet. See, how do you know that? First of all, I want to ask everybody, not just the person who's asked this question, but I would like to know from everyone, how do you know that you have connected to Devi? What is your sign? And my question is, why do you think that you need to connect? Devi is constantly in connection with you. If it was not, you would have been nothing. It is Devi who has given you an akar, a form, your ability to think, and everything else is Devi only. So what is, I would rather I would rather say, who is looking for this connection? Who wants to feel that I'm connected? This is just validation. We seek validation. We want to feel validated कि चलो मैं कुछ कर रही हूँ. If I'm doing sadhana, if I'm doing meditation, then I should feel that there is some validation from the other end, from Devi or from whatever. That okay, I am doing something. Okay, sometimes yes, it is a very innocent desire, like from a devotee, that I want to connect. Like Prahlad had a very innocent desire that I want to see Narayan. Like that, we might have an innocent desire also sometimes, but we are not seeking validation, that I'm not feeling the connect. This was a question that I remember somebody asked on my Instagram also. I forgot who this was. Or Instagram also somebody asked that, I do a lot of meditation, everything, I get some visions also, but I don't know, I don't feel the connect. I went to this place, that place, I couldn't feel Devi, I couldn't feel this. I'm saying, why will they, why will Devi come and validate your ego? I have had such questions when people come and ask me that, Shivangi, I too went to this place and I couldn't feel anything. So did you just go to check if you will feel something? Are you trying to check? Okay, many people do this. I remember somebody asked me, I went to Kachi Dham Shivangi, but I couldn't feel the energy of Babaji, Neem Kurli Baba, like you described. I said, Le, Neem Kurli Baba is busy eating laddus above. He is least interested in showing himself up and telling you, see, I exist. Your ego is now validated. This is all just Maya. Okay. So try not to fall in it. And I understand that we want to feel love when we want to feel that experience that, but sometimes Devi's presence is not love. Please don't be mistaken. Sometimes her presence is like truth. And okay, I love you later, but you first face your truth. You first see your ego. So whatever eye-opening realization that you're having is also Devi. Without her blessing, nobody can have an eye-opening realization. Don't even think that you had an eye-opening realization. Utna हम में है ही नहीं. We don't have that much that we can have eye-opening realizations without her will. I know sadhaks who have been meditating, chanting mantras and everything from so many years, and they're still stuck in their old ego issues. Without the blessings of Devi, you will remain stuck in your karmic lessons. You will not be able to realize anything. You will remain blinded. That is also the Devi's Leela. So even if you had an eye-opening realization, that is also connection with Devi. Okay, that is what I would like to clarify. Okay. How much time I have to do the Kali sadhana? Sonal, by Kali sadhana, are you talking about the Kalima meditation that we did? If yes, then and the meditation that the workshop, the 4 or 5 hours long workshop that we did, if you're referring to that then you have to do it twice a month. Do not do it more than twice, because it's really intense energy work, so you shouldn't do it more than twice if you have bought that workshop and if you're referring to that. And if you're referring to a free meditation that is available on YouTube, Kali meditation, on my YouTube it is available. That meditation you can do once in a week if you're trying to, but then what is the intention also matter. If you're trying to um, feel more closer to Ma Kali, then yes, that YouTube meditation you can do once in a week. That thing I think it would be good. And if you're referring to the workshop that we had, the 4 or 5 hour live workshop that we did, then that is very intense. You shouldn't do it because there is movement also, physical practice also, breath practice also. So you should do it only once, or not once but twice in a month is more than enough, and with gaps, 10-15 days gap. Okay. I am in this situation. I also have this question. If I can't find time morning to do Kali mantra jap, when can we do? Kali Ma's puja can be done in evening also, later in evening also. There is no issue around that. So you can do it like that. I want to ask how long is going to be the session of 2nd of October. 2nd October session is going to be at least for 3 to 4 hours, I would say, in which Q&A will also be included. So you can leave after the meditation is over, but Q&A will take some time. That is why 3 to 4 hours. And it's starting at 3:30 p.m. So Indian Standard Time. So you can accordingly calculate. What if you get a dream of your guru and he suddenly turns into a smiling Ma Kali? So beautiful. Very beautiful. Before this, you see yourself sitting close beside him and helping your guru distribute something to devotees in line. He's talking casually and friendly. How beautiful. What I feel, Sony, is that your guru is slowly guiding you towards Kali and also reminding you that there is a Kali within you. And that is something. And if it is within you, where Ma Kali is trying to come through you. Because see, what Ma Kali does is, if you read her, of course, there are many different aspects of her, but one of the aspect of when she has slayed the demon Rakbij, and in that, Rakbij thing, it is the matter of desires, those desires that are uncontrollable, you know, like even if they are fulfilled, they are not uh, they're not ending. So like, let's say if you have a desire of eating something which you truly like, even if you have eaten it all your life, let's say somebody enjoys rasgulla sweets. Okay, right now Calcutta is going crazy with Durga Puja. So let's say if you like eating sweets and you have been eating since childhood, so your desire should have been fulfilled, but it is still not fulfilled. It is not ending. You still want more and more and more. That kind of desire is the lower self desire, the Rakta Bija in us. Okay. So whenever that kind of desire rises, Ma Kali will ask you, if you are a devotee, if you are doing some spiritual practice, Ma Kali will take you away. Will ask you to slay that desire, to understand the seed of it. Why do you crave so much sweet? Maybe there is something else that you're craving and it is being filled as a sweet. That happens, right? Many of us end up eating different food items because we are craving some emotional aspect of it. Like for example, I remember reading this once, that if you crave carbs a lot, like breads and those kind of things, that means you're craving stability and you're craving fatherly protection. So these kind of things also exist, right? So when you are seeing Ma Kali turning from Guru, it could also be a sign that for you to remember that Kali Ma can come through you as well, for you as well. So wherever you feel that your desire is taking over you, And that is when Ma has to enter and understand the seed of it and then drink the seed of it. That's what she did. Okay, so understanding the seed, acknowledging the seed of it, that is very important. And interestingly, your Guruji was distributing something. So that is why, in our culture, we have the charity thing is not just in our culture, actually. In other cultures also, we have charity too much. Everywhere we have something or the other to do charity. So charity is actually a way to become more and more less of self. The lesser your sense of self. But if you do the charity without telling anybody, then if you did charity and then you told three people, today I did this and I'm feeling very happy, no ego at all, then then there is no I did this charity, all Mata Rani's kripa, all, then there is no point. Okay, so do not try to do one activity which you think is, a service to somebody, but without telling anybody. Very difficult, I'm telling you. Try it. Very difficult. You do one good thing which is like really good service. Okay, not like I gave somebody a little bit of whatever food, leftover food from my kitchen. Not that, but some really good service that you did for somebody, and then don't tell anyone. That is a tapasya. So much your heart will want to tell 10 people, see, I have done so much, I have done, you'll want it. That is when Kali will come and pause. Okay, so maybe you can reflect on these aspects. Arshian is asking, I feel that right now transformation is a huge element in my life. I don't feel grounded, but yet I feel something is taking care of me. My question is regarding love and career. There are two areas in my life where I feel I don't grow to the level of energy I'm consistently putting in. Good question. See, whenever you put energy in a particular way, in a particular direction, and let's say if it is not growing, there are two possible reasons for it. Doesn't matter if it's career or love. So when I say love, let's say you're putting energy with a particular person. With career, let's say you're putting energy in a particular job or a particular career path. So in any of these contexts, there are two possible reasons why even after you're putting a lot of energy, you're not receiving. Number one, a very clear reason that that path where you're putting your energy is not right for you. Okay, so no matter what, you will be protected, and you will, no matter how much you try, you will not be able to go forward in that direction. Okay, that is number one clear answer for that. Number two, sometimes it also happens that when you're putting a lot of energy, even if that path is right, you are not receiving it back because the identity that will receive the energy, receive the benefits or whatever, is not matching who you are. Let me explain this a little bit. So let's say, for example, you are putting a lot of effort, let's say in your work, okay, in your career. Let's say you're a yoga teacher and you want to do a yoga teacher business or whatever. So in that case, you're putting a lot of energy. This path is also right for you, but your inner identity has lack of self-worth, has fear of not receiving enough, fear of being in lack. If you have these energy blockages in you, no matter, even if the path is right, you will not be able to receive. There is something which is becoming resistant. So this is what you will have to work. Even, and that is why I see so many people, they will end up withdrawing from that path. They will end up thinking that, oh, this must not be right for me because it is not working. But that's not true. Sometimes it is also because there is something which you have to work on inside you. Okay, so you have to reflect, what is that, what is the identity that you hold in your work and in your relationship. Like, I'll give you my example. When I started all of this work, it was, I think, 3-4 years back now. When I started this work, I left my job completely. I'm very high on taking risks in life, no regrets. So I ended up leaving entirely the job. Okay, so bank account was like zero, and after a few months, of course. So at that time, to be very honest and vulnerable, my energy was also in lack because I was thinking, oh God, I have to do something. I was like in this lack energy that I have to do something. And because of that, I used to attract people. See, understand this, it's very important. Because of this, I used to attract people whom I used to work on a one-on-one sessions, who were very dependent on me as clients, people who are needy. And then I used to complain also that, these people come, they cry for 10 hours and I'm getting very drained. I'm not getting money from them. I used to complain. But I didn't realize that I was attracting these people. At that time, of course, I didn't realize. Now I know that I was attracting those people because I wanted them to be dependent on me. Okay. Because if they will not be dependent on me for their life problems, then I will have no money. They will leave. Very clear cut. Okay. Now, of course, I have that awareness to think that time to all these bad people are coming. So, so this happens. Okay. So what is your energy? It is only when I realize that no, I cannot keep valuing myself down. I used to give three hours in a personal session, knowing that my energy is getting drained. So you have to change who you are walking in as, whether it is your career, whether it is your relationship. When I started walking in as that, hey, I know what I am sharing here and I know the value of it, then I started attracting all the kind of people who are coming to learn but not to depend. Okay, so this is very, very important. Shivangi, I have purchased all your courses, but I was never able to attend it live due to some odd reason. How can I start with it? One course a week or how to integrate it? Depends on Sonal, which courses have you bought. So I would suggest that you reach out to Sai. Her number will be in the WhatsApp group also. Reach out to Sai and tell her the courses that you have joined and ask her to give you a schedule, because it depends upon what courses have you bought, and accordingly we can understand which one you should start with. Okay. Since a few days, I don't feel any emotions. After Bhairav Sadhana, I feel very calm. It was a roller coaster emotion. ठीक है. It's not something that it should be very bothering. Stay in that zone for some time. Just see what happens. See what unfolds after that. I completed my Ma Kali workshop today along with my Navratri sadhana. Wow, very powerful. It was very powerful and I really can't express in words. I have been a Vaishnav follower since the longest time and had no connection with Ma Kali. But this year, during the month of May and June, I started getting Ma Kali in my dreams. Wow. And also visions while I was doing some work. And I was like, why would she come to me? I've been doing through the most difficult phase in my life. And now when I took back, it has been a huge look back, sorry, it has been a huge transformation. I have nothing but gratitude that she chose me. So beautiful. I feel she's holding my hand constantly. I'm looking forward to the finale Devi workshop. How beautiful. Who is this? Alicia. How beautiful. This is like quite a blessing that she literally called you. Quite a blessing. Yes, I am also looking forward to the finale Devi workshop with Ma Durga activation. And whoever who has joined it, please know that you're going to be doing dancing and movement and a lot of other interesting things. It's going to be fun. Activating the inner Shakti yantra. I will give the link, by the way, those of you who want to join. I will give the link later. Mm, During the sadhana, my body started making certain movements on its own. I got scared. Yeah, this happens. This happens a lot. I know so many women, men also, in fact, who have told me that after sadhana, I started to feel like I want to do Bharatnatyam steps, or I started doing some strange yogic steps, which I'm not even aware of. So these are just your inner gifts that are awakening from within. Maybe you have learned this in some past life that now, because of the sadhana, is awakening again. Whatever new body movement is coming, they are movements that are going to be benefited for you. That is why they're coming. Okay. So don't be afraid at all. They are absolutely a blessing if you're able to remember them, and they are going to serve your healing journey. So whenever you want to feel like moving your body that way, please do. Do not have any fear or shame. It's honestly a kripa, a blessing that you're able to remember and do it. Okay. Uh, Hi Shivangi, after the Matara workshop and then Ganesh DNA workshop on the first day of Bhairav Sadhana, after the meditation, I have diarrhea, severe dehydration, and got admitted in hospital. And I'm having new autoimmune conditions, lupus. Is it possible that this energy work can trigger such diseases? Uh, no, energy work cannot trigger a disease, but it will bring out what is already suppressed. So there is a quite a possibility that you already had this inside you, and because you did meditations or whatever sadhana you did, because of that, divine brought them in front of you. And sometimes when I've seen that a disease comes in, like I know somebody very close to me who has autoimmune. Whenever a disease come in front, and something like autoimmune specifically, which doesn't have a lot of medical solution, it is mostly divine's way or purpose, which divine is trying to show. There is a purpose through which, or through the disease rather, yes, there is a purpose through the disease that can unfold for you. Like for example, I think it was autoimmune for someone, and I think there was also somebody who had cancer. So for both of these things, I remember that they walked through that disease knowing that I have a purpose. The disease is trying to show me some purpose. And when they got over it, when they released it, they ended up having a completely different life. Like, for example, this person that I remember of who had cancer is someone now who is, I think, doing some organic farming work. Like, their life completely changed. So, these kind of things also happen to trigger some purpose. Okay, but they can't trigger a disease, rather they heal the disease, so they can't trigger it, but they may sometimes bring it to the surface if it is hidden within. Okay, that is quite a possibility. um hmm, that is what I would say. And specifically with Bhairav sadhana you mentioned, na? With Bhairav sadhana, Bhairav's work is something sometimes like that. Bhairavji brings, like, things very like whatever that you are avoiding, he will just push in front of you. And as humans, we may not understand, because most of us, when we do spiritual sadhana, whatever, we think that this will give me peace, this will give me joy, this will, but sometimes it end up giving you more stress, pain, anger. Things started to like suddenly rupture in your reality. So we take it in a very different way. Kyare, this is happening. Why is this happening? But what I have understood is that they are doing it because they know that this is the easiest way for you to clear whatever karmic baggage is left for you. Okay, this is the most like easiest path in which we may not be able to understand how is this easy, but you don't know what else you would have had to go through. So this is like the easiest way. And I have seen this with in context with somebody in my very close circles, my family, that they bring it so that okay, you get over from this, you release this. So that is why that happens. But of course, it is very very obvious and natural to feel low, because we don't expect. And who would like something like that? Of course we will be very sad. It's okay to feel that also. I won't say that, oh no no, you shouldn't feel sad and everything. Let your emotions be. But if you have done Bhairav sadhana, you should go and ask Bhairav and complain also that why did you bring this? Give me the answer. You never know what happens, what he will explain. Maybe in your vision, maybe in your dreams, but he will bring something important forward. And another note on autoimmune conditions: autoimmune conditions are a very strong projection that there is some ancestral issue. Okay, autoimmune specifically, because it is that disease that we have talked about, specifically is a very strong sign that there is some ancestral uh, projection. And that has been, and I think this has happened to you during the pitrapaksh time only, because that's when you would be doing all of this, or maybe just after that. So this is a very strong sign around some ancestral release. I would suggest that you should work on ancestral releasing, healing. There are several ways to do it. One, of course, is like ancestral meditation and everything. Another is also doing visit to some places where ancestral release puja and rituals also happen. They're also very effective. Specifically, Nasik is a place that I know that where this happens. So you can explore in this perspective also. Okay. Uh yeah. So stomach upset after and during the sadhana. So stomach upset, fever, tonsil issues, they are very common signs of your body trying to integrate with the energy shift. Okay. See, this is when the test comes in sadhana, because we, as I was saying, that we expected that, oh, acha, it should be very peaceful and good, but something very bad happens and then we leave it. Ki, nahi, 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 ye sab to, this is all wrong, this is not right. But you don't know that what is being cleared for you, with this release or with the stomach issue or whatever. So that is why, and stomach and all is connected to solar plexus and sacral chakra both. So there is a possibility that something was releasing for you, and that is why this you experienced. Stomach upset is also connected with boundary issues. If you have problems in setting boundaries with people, you may end up experiencing more, diarrhea and everything during sadhana. It's a reminder that you have to set boundaries. Okay, it is a very clear reminder. Mm. Okay, just a second. Hmm. Okay, so Pooja is asking, what was the purpose with which duality concept was created? Mm, by Mahadi Shakti, good, bad, sur, asur. Why at all? Why at all? See, to experience one, you have to experience the other, the opposite ends. It is impossible that you can experience, let's say, um, and when I say experience, I mean to make sense of it. You cannot make sense of heat if you haven't experienced cold. You cannot make sense of darkness if you haven't experienced light, or either ways. You cannot experience, let's say, um, sweet if uh no, sorry, you cannot make sense of sweet if you haven't experienced, let's say, salt. So it is just for us to be able to have a distinctive experience. And why to have that distinctive experience? It is because only through the distinctive experience, or these polarities as we say, that you are able to reflect and learn. Without that, you won't be able to do any of that. Okay, imagine all your learnings, everything begin because there was something bad. If it is all good from beginning to the end, then you are like, nah, I don't have to worry. Then what is the point? What is the point of the whole reflection, mirroring, creation, Leela? Nothing. In fact, I remember there was a story when Shiv and Shakti, both of them, matlab Shiv and Parvati, both of them were playing that game of, I think it's called Chaucer, but it's like a Ludo. So they were playing this game, and what Shivji did was, he said, like his rule for the game was that in every way, both of them will win, nobody will lose. Okay. But then Ma Parvati only questioned that, then what's the fun, Mahadev, in playing this? If both of us are winning only, then what is the fun? What is the point? There should be something which makes you feel that you want to keep coming back to this. There should be something like that. That's what she said. So then she said, I will create rules. So she created, interestingly, Ma created, where there was both win and losing, both came into the picture, and Mahadev agreed, okay, fine. So that is why Devi is associated with Prakriti and Shiv is associated with Purusha, which is like absolute Chetna, absolute consciousness, which is everywhere. So in that state, there is no good and bad. But to become aware of the Chetna, you need to have a Prakriti. Okay. And Prakriti is the all action, the all creation that happens. Okay. So that is why to be able to, it's like a mirror. Okay, it's like a mirror. To know yourself, you need a mirror. This reality becomes a mirror. That is what it is. That is why it happens. Hmm. Honestly, there are many, many layered answers to this, and this is one of my like favorite questions that I keep reflecting on and channeling on. But I won't be able to cover all of it. But for now, I can just tell you the story of Ma Parvati and Shiv, where she said that there is no point of this game if everybody is winning, then nobody will want to play the game. So there should be some balance, and that's when losing also was, inculcated. Okay. And that is your good and bad and Asura and Sura. Um, Hello Shivangi. Learning and started my Kalima sadhana. First day I got severe fever, but on continuous job currently many things are getting revealed. My mother is schizophrenic, so can I heal her through my sadhana? Yes, yes, definitely you can. We have had people in our workshops who have actually helped their children or their mothers heal through their own work, whatever they were doing. So yes, you can. But the way my hormones are imbalanced affecting people around. I know Ma is healing me, but how to tell people when they're getting bothered by my behavior and absence? Hmm. If seven chakras are not all open, does it affect the sadhana journey ahead? Want to learn and know by asking every day she's showing. Likewise, today it's you. Okay. I think there are one, two questions here. Number one, how to, I know Ma is healing me, but how to tell people when they're getting bothered by the behavior and absence? Hmm. I don't know about the absence though, but I can tell you about the maybe the behavior. I think the best way that one can communicate is by being vulnerable. Okay. I know that is not the most awarded way of communication, and maybe people won't agree with me. But what I've understood energetically is that the more vulnerable and authentic you are, even if that means that you end up crying in front of somebody, that is okay. The more authentic you are, the more you will experience the divine, because divine answers to authenticity, okay, not to performance. So it's very important that you, whatever way you want to communicate in your to your people around, there should be vulnerability. That is why I try to keep my workshops, everything, wherever I talk, I try to be very vulnerable about my own life as well. You'll see me sharing all my shortcomings and everything all the time. So that is something which is very important when you are communicating to people, not with the expectation that they will be able to understand your vulnerability, but just because you want to be as authentic and as open that you can. So that is one. And the second question is, if seven chakras are not all open, nobody's chakras are not all open. मतलब ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. In fact, you may go to somebody who has been doing like some rigorous sadhana and tapas for many, many years, but still it is blocked. Rather, don't focus on trying to open them and everything. Maybe that's not the purpose at all. You continue whatever that you are drawn to, you follow that. That is more important. So, no, it doesn't become any problem or anything like that. Rather, the more sadhana you do, the more whatever kunthas are like knots, whatever knots are there in your energy centers, they release the more you continue with your sadhana or meditations. Okay. Hmm. Whenever I see a photo of Kali, I only feel rejection, loneliness, being outcast, and fear of power. I still don't understand why I have a fear of worshipping Kali, even when I love her. You are not scared of Kali. Who is asking this? Priyanka. Huh? You are not scared of Kali. You are scared of what you became in maybe some life when you started worshipping Kali. There were so many women in a particular time and age in India, and also sometimes in outside India, uh, who had who started worshipping all these fierce deities because they had no other way to feel powerful. This is something which is very less talked about, but the impact of it is still very hidden, but it is there. Very recently, I went to a place in Varanasi, Kashi, where I saw the exact same thing. I'll not cover the story right now, but yes, it is there. So, if in a past life you uh, got attached to Ma Kali, because attaching yourself to her gave you a sense of power, specifically for women who were in a, because see, right now, to chalo, still things are a little bit better, but way, way, way back, whether it doesn't matter which state or which country you come from, there was a lot of separation. And if you were born as a woman, for many of these women who are now also spiritual and everything, they had to feel powerful, they had to feel that, oh, they have Kali, they have Durga Ma, they have this and that. And that sometimes became you can say, from wanting to feel powerful, it became need of power. Okay, that nobody should say anything to me, nobody can do anything to me if I remain powerful. And in that, I know this because I have done at least, I would say, 150 soul scans of women, excluding the men. Soul scan is basically an energy reading that I have been doing. And in all soul scans, I have seen commonly that most of the women carry fear of being arrogant and fear of their own power, because in some life or the other, using their connection with Ma Kali or Ma Durga, their arrogance took over, their validation of power took over them, and that caused a lot of destruction and everything like that. So if you've had that kind of past life, which I feel from your message you have had, you will be scared of becoming more close and close to Kali, and even love her at the same time. You love her because you have loved her before, but you're scared of not her, but what you became, um, while you were so called trying to be close to Kali. Okay, so that is why this happens. And honestly, I have seen this in many other women. It's not very commonly talked about because it's quite a deep layered question, but those of you who have experienced this will be able to understand it. Okay, let me go to the next question. Mm, if you have had your uterus removed at an early age, does this affect your spiritual awakening? Arti, it will not affect your journey if you are healing your sacral chakra. If you will work on your sacral chakra, if you will release whatever, because see, if you had an experience like your uterus being removed, that means there is some major hollowness, or emptiness that your sacral chakra has felt. And because of that, this incident projected as a uterus removal surgery. There is something which is very strong there, and if you release it, if you work on healing it through whatever, let's say through womb workshops or those kind of things, then there's not going to be any issue. Doesn't matter if you physically have a womb or not. Okay, that is why in our Ma Kamakhya workshop, many women ask me that, Shivangi, can I join it? I do not have a physical uterus. And all of them joined. Okay, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Can we do the same Devi Sadhana in Gupta Navratri, also along with Ma Dara and Ma Kamakhya meditation? Lekika, you can do the same Devi Sadhana during Gupta Navratri. The meditation also you can do, but don't do like two, because Gupta Navratri time is itself very intense. So at least do one meditation, like choose Ma Kamakhya one or Ma Tara one, whoever that you want to do. Okay. Today I saw a post in IG Talks about miscarriages and abortions. The soul somehow caused disharmony in family, and also it will affect the next child. That child will carry that karma. What's your input regarding this topic, dear? Uh, so are you asking around if somebody purposely did a miscarriage, like they not purposely did a miscarriage, but they went for an abortion, and because they did not want the child, so it was a conscious decision. I will answer for both. It's, let's say if there's a conscious choice that I do not want to have the child right now, so I want to abort. That is the first, first point. And the second point is that you wanted the child, but for some reason the miscarriage happened. Either ways, okay. So first one, let's say that you consciously went for abortion. Um, okay, I'll tell you, the womb energy will get affected. Okay, that will get affected because the womb, because see, first of all, you are only feeling a lot of pain and guilt. Even if you don't agree to it consciously, you will be feeling a lot of guilt. So the womb energy will definitely get affected. There is no doubt about it. If you go for a conscious abortion, and you will have to work on a lot of healing to release that. But when it comes to the soul, sometimes there are very rare chances that it may feel trapped, but this is very rare. Most of the times the soul already had a contract, or this was already like karmically planned, that the soul was supposed to come in a physical form in the womb and in few months maybe supposed to leave. That was already concluded and planned for that soul. So most of the times there's no issue with the soul, but the couple of time there is a chance, couple of times depending upon the karmic contract and everything. But most of the time, it is not going to be a possibility that the soul is there and angry or whatever, or disharmony and everything. No, that is not. Huh. It will, yes, it will affect the next child. Why? Not because of the soul who couldn't come, but it will affect the child because of the womb, because the womb has some kind of pain and guilt that hasn't been released and healed. And in that energy, if the child is nurturing, then the child will end up catching all these energetic experiences and impressions. Okay, so yes, they will have a deep impact, a huge impact, in fact. Okay, that is first. Second is that what if you end up, let's say, having a miscarriage? You did not want it, of course, you did not consciously chose it, but you ended up having it. uh, for this, there are two, three reasons. I have talked about this in one of my previous Q&A sessions also. One reason is that that was the karmic contract between the soul and the mother. That is how it was supposed to be. That is number one reason. Number two, that the womb of the mother was energetically not ready for the child. The child is a high vibrational soul, and the womb is not in that same vibration. So the soul will skip, it will go, and it will wait so that it can come again. That is another uh, possibility. Third, sometimes it also happens to clear ancestral baggages and karmic baggages. Sometimes this also works as a clearance. Okay, and in fact, I have heard a couple of stories of women who have told me that after they had a miscarriage and it was very difficult for them, but after when they got over that, they became very intuitive, they became very spiritual, they had like a inner growth inside them as women. And then the child that they had, when the child grew, let's say 5 years old or whatever, they see that the child is very, different, uniquely gifted, maybe already very divinely connected. So those possibilities are there. Okay, but yes, if it's a conscious abortion, there's a huge chance of the womb having a lot of guilt, pain, shame, all these things, and that will end up. So it's okay if there is some valid reason, something which is not good for your health or for whatever reasons. If you're going for a conscious abortion, after that, at least give yourself a year or two to only work on your womb and releasing it, so that you are back into the right energy. Okay, so this is what I would say. Okay. Can we listen to the Lalita Sahasranama every day? Also, which of the Ma activations can we do? Should we do per month or week? Can we do listen to the Lalita? You can every day. You ask, no? Definitely, you can. I would suggest that keep it for like what do you say? Like let you will do it for, let's say, 44 days. Okay, or you will listen to 54 days. 54 days you will listen to it, and then you pause. Then you just observe what has happened, what has changed. You observe for few days, you just leave it, then see if you want to come back to it. Because most of the times I've seen, for people who have been driven to Lalita Sahasranama, they have said that they have and it happened for me also, in fact, that we did it for, let's say, 21 days, 22 days, and after that, like, Ma only said that okay, now it is not needed, and I didn't feel the need to do it for a very long time. So that is something which you can do. Also, which of the Ma activation can you do? Should we do per month? Ma activation, see, honestly, you should start with the way we started. If you have done the Ma Kali activation, so you start with Ma Kali, then take 15 days gap, then you do the Ma Kamakhya, then take 15 to 20 days gap, because Ma Kamakhya one is quite intense. So you can take more gap also. Then you do Ma Tara, which is a little bit lighter. And then finally, if you're coming for Ma Durga workshop also, then you do the. So all the four should be completed in 2 months or even 3 months. Don't rush it, is what I would say. Okay. Uh, and again, do it. I was going to say this in the Durga workshop also, but if you have taken all of them, don't repeat it too much. Like one round you have done, leave it. Then wait for, let's say, 2, 3 months or 1 month. Then you do again second round, like that. That's rare devotee. Nice. Hmm. Hmm. So true. In Devi Path, I have been upset and angry at her 2 times. I understood what Ma wanted me to learn. It's like she first break your heart in pieces and shine your sabbath. How do we learn to embrace our lives fully? Like even the situation and people in your own life who you don't know how to handle and respond to anymore. I don't I don't believe in embracing it. I believe in facing it rather. See, we can't really keep embracing and keep rejoicing every day until unless we have something or the other to learn. Life will bring certain uh, experiences like that are bitter and difficult to go through. So I have to, for my very personal perspective, I don't try to embrace it and be happy every day. But I do try one thing when it comes to how do we behave with other people. I have started to do this rather that whenever somebody is hurtful to me or bitter to me or says something which is not right, I always ask myself if I allow this person to have this much power over me. That is something which I always ask myself, that will I not protect me and have my own boundary, or will I let the words and the behavior of this person hurt me? Okay. Most of the times my ego will take over, and my ego will be like, no, no, I am hurt, I am hurt. And that is when I realize that if I am hurt, that means if I keep giving more energy to my hurtful feelings, I am just giving more power to my ego itself. Okay, because if I is hurt, then I is ego. Okay, so that is why. So if of course it is not always possible, sometimes it is also important to have a reaction, but we forget that you we can have a reaction and still remain in our own boundary, which means we can set a boundary with somebody that, hey, you do not speak to me like this, or you cannot speak to my me like this, or I do not like this kind of behavior, and still not get hurt by them. The moment you get hurt by somebody's behavior and words, you are giving power to it. That is why. And it has taken me a lot of time to, and blessings of Bhairav Baba, to realize that it is me who is letting others hurt me. Okay, so I have to keep reminding myself that it is me who is letting others hurt me. But this also doesn't mean that I will not say or we will not speak something if they are being misbehaving or whatever. I will speak, but I will not speak from a place of, hey, I'm hurt, but I will speak from a place of, I know my value and I build a boundary that I don't deserve this. This doesn't enter my space. Okay, so that is the difference of perspective that has to happen, that I would suggest. So yesterday, this is what I saw. I don't own my journey. I only get to experience me because she, the mother, is flowing into me. Even my devotion, even my practice, even my dissolving is hers. Pranagati. Hmm. Beautiful message, Dr. Mona. Beautiful message. Love it. I'm gonna say it again. I don't own my journey. Very nice. Love it. Love the ego resolution. I only get to experience me because because Devi, the mother, is flowing into me. Even my devotion, my practice, even my dissolving is hers. Sharanagati. Very, very, I love this message. I think I want to have like a small remembrance of it, taking a screenshot. Love this message. Will we get the reading material for everybody was reading material for I don't think there is a very strong reading material for this workshop, because for this workshop I'm channeling messages from Masita and Draupadi, Rani Draupadi. Lots of things that has to be told, so I'm going to be giving audio messages more than material, because I think the message that is there this time, it needs the addition of my voice as well, otherwise it may not land the way I want it to. So that is why there will be more audios this time rather than reading material. Yes, Varu. How beautiful. Very nice. Okay, let me just quickly check the time. So far, with whatever questions that have been answered, have you been able to learn something? If yes, can you please give me a yes? You may not have had your answer yet that I have spoken so far, but with whoever answer that I gave, that is the beauty of all of you actually, because your questions are so good that it helps everyone, not just you. That is what I think we enjoy the most. Okay, so I'll try to answer a couple more as much as I can, and then we'll close. Where is the question? Just a second. Huh? And for those of you who are interested in coming for our Ma Durga workshop, Nikita, if you're still around, please give the link, or I can also give the link for the workshop. Remember that it is a only woman workshop. So if you are, yeah, thank you, Nikita. Hmm. We received I think 2 3 messages from males who were absolutely disheartened and angry at us that you have done so many sadhanas, Kali, Kamakhya, everything, you've done workshops, but you did not include us. And they were very upset about it. But the problem was that the techniques that I'm teaching in these workshops, they are only for a physically female body. Okay, so that is why that is the limitation. Otherwise, of course, it's all of my courses have been always open for everybody, but this one was limited to only women because of that. Okay. um Let me go back to the question. Yes. Hi, Shivangidi. If we are not controlling, then when we talk about surrendering, what is it? It is reminder. It is a reminder that you are not in control, so it's better that you realize that you surrender. It is a reminder, nothing else. I cannot even do that because wanting to surrender is like, huh, correct, exactly. When we are trying to surrender, okay, arey, okay, I have to surrender, I have to surrender, I should surrender, I need to learn surrender. That is also a narrative of control. Whenever I try to remind myself, Ma is handling everything, I feel like a tight thing in my head or like something I force myself to breathe. Oh, interesting. And I try to breathe hard. I feel in my stomach a kind of uncomfortable feeling. First days of 3 days of Devi Sadhana, I felt a sense of peace, but after that, I'm not doing anything correct and scared that she's left me. No, 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 no. All these interesting narratives that you built, or all of us built in our mind, if Devi will leave, everything in this universe will fall. Okay, Devi is not like your what do you say, angry neighbor who will come and then get, oh, you said this, I leave now. That is no, it is like that. So it is Devi is something which is constantly omnipresent. She cannot leave. What may have happened that you're feeling this fall or you're feeling this disconnection is that she is asking you to go beyond peace. As I said before, that sadhana isn't limited to feeling peace and everything. It is also connected to feeling those emotions that we don't want to feel on an everyday basis. We try to avoid them. So because of that, it may have happened. Hmm. Also, I've been having this thought of following my lifelong dream of being a performing artist on stage. I don't know if this thought is mine or a message. To know if this idea that you have been having, and for this is for everybody, if you have suddenly this inclination, let's say you suddenly get an inclination towards um becoming, let's say, a singer. Okay, and you have been a singer, like you sing well, but you didn't have like a professional career in it. And now let's say if you're feeling an inclination towards it, how to understand if it is your own thoughts or it is a message. See, first of all, something about career paths. Okay, many of us end up getting drawn to a particular career path also because we are trying to seek something. For example, and not seek financial stability and all that, but something else altogether. Like, for example, if you have had uh, the desire to be seen, Okay, wanting to be validated by others, wanting to be acknowledged by others, wanting to be valued by others, you may end up feeling drawn towards careers which will give you that naturally. For example, my work. Okay, in my work, I get literally everyday validation. Someday or the other, we will get, every day we get a message that, oh, Shivangi, your meditation was this, you're the constantly I'm getting an external approval. And I have to keep reminding that ego, constantly telling myself that, oh God, don't let it in your head. So it's very, very difficult, honestly, but we keep trying to do it. So why this happened? Because somewhere inside me, I wanted people to maybe acknowledge me. I wanted people to, validate me. Maybe I felt that people don't understand me and I wanted to feel understood. So I ended up being in this career. Okay, so it's not that it's not right, but if it is coming from this place, it will also bring the opposite of it, which means if I'm seeking appreciation or approval or whatever validation, I will also end up getting a lot of criticism. Okay, and that is where my karmic lesson is. So what divine or whatever higher self will do is that he or that divine self will instrument your journey in a way that you will end up feeling like, oh, this is a strong calling. I have to go here. I have to work here. All of this is, of course, a play. There's no one identity that you belong in, but you will end up getting drawn to that identity because that is where your inner self will understand that what I'm seeking here. And that is when you will also face most of your karmic lessons around that. Okay, so for somebody it could be, let's say, performing artist with connection with your throat and heart chakra. If you have issues, then you will feel drawn to these kind of things. If you are, let's say, let's say if you have issues around your sacral chakra, most of the issues on sacral chakra, you may end up feeling drawn to doing your own work, like an entrepreneur, like a business, something like that. So, like that, you may have a calling. But that doesn't mean that it is not right. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't pursue that calling. It just simply means that when you're pursuing this calling, that is also a karmic play. And if we just acknowledge that and then keep moving forward without thinking that, no, no, this is my purpose, this is, divinely guided and everything, if we don't put that pressure, we will be able to smoothly ride into it, even when things will not work in our favor, maybe for some time. That is very important. Okay, but there is no distinction. If this is coming to you, it has to be some leela that divine is playing, and you should definitely move forward and try your hands in whatever that it is that you're inclined to. Definitely you should. There is no distinction or analysis has to be done, nothing like that. You should just go forward, play around there, see what was waiting for you to unfold there. That is important. Bhagya. During Navratri, from few years, I listened to Saptashati Path. This time I'm doing the sadhana and self-reflection, as you said. It started well, but I feel so heavy these days, so noisy. Also, from a couple of weeks, I'm trying to do Ma Kamakhya meditation. Very needed one for me, but couldn't. After some time, I stopped because I feel like I can't do. Yesterday, I felt a lot of heaviness. If something is on my chest, not his nature. Okay, I'm not saying it because of sadhana or path, but I was like, if you have seen this kind of issue, yes, yes, very very common. It's not a very unique. एक तो ये भी हमारे साथ problem है, this is also our problem. We think our problems are very unique and it's very special and it's only happening to us. But if you talk to somebody like me who deal with number of people on an everyday basis and see and read their problems, I can assure you that it is not unique. It's exactly the same. But coming to your question, whoever I think Bhagya has asked this, yes. See, whenever we do this kind of work, and if you're doing it in the right, way, it will end up bringing a lot of projection outside. Whatever that you're specifically with Devi and Bhairav, these two will not let you escape. They will not. Krishna may delude you, may make you feel, oh, it's all good, but he will also induce the lesson. Not that he won't, but his way may be a little bit different. But with Devi and Bhairav, not even Shiva, but Bhairav, both of them, and Devi also, like Kali and Kamakhya, all fierce goddesses. They will bring like all the inner projection that we are escaping, that we are hiding from, and they will put it on our faces, as I've said. Okay, no, whoever you hear Archie Nandi sir, he is so good when he is offering his Bhairav sadhana and everything. There's a lot of respect that I have for him. You hear him talk, you will realize that these things are very, very integral part of sadhana. Very, very integral part. And I have also seen the same thing in my own journey and with the people that I've worked with. So I know it's not very comfortable, but the life was not meant to be like that. The comfort is not the point. Truth is, yes, after some time, the falling and destruction and whatever chaos that he builds, Devi builds, she builds rather. After that, you will rise above it and you will feel like you have taken a rebirth. And that is something which is worthy of whatever chaos she brings. And I tell you from my own experience. So it is very common and it happens. It Devi shows you what you're hiding from or what you're trying to escape, specifically during sadhana and everything. Okay. So and that is how our devotion is also a little bit tested there. If we continue and accept everything that Devi offers to us, then it's like, okay, we continue. But if we do not accept whatever Devi is offering, we feel like, oh, it's not. Then, of course, there is resistance and there is something more to learn. So that is how I would say that you can approach it. When we see gods and goddesses in dream, should we leave the dream by being aware of it? I have heard that these are entities who pretend to be God. Yes, a little bit of that is true. Not always that they are God. Sometimes they could be entities. Yes, entities or like energies. But yes, it is possible. If you are seeing any god and goddess in a dream, I would say let it unfold. Don't go after it. Yeah, if it is something which is very important for you, your divine team, your whoever who is divinely guiding you, will make sure that you let it. You unfold it and you understand it. So just let it unfold, acknowledge it and let it unfold is what I would say. I'm working on the second one, but interested to join and wanted to know how long is the session. We have given a link. You can check the link and likewise you can understand. The session is going to be for 4 to 5 hours. So there is nothing to worry there. Not 5 hours, sorry, 3 to 4 hours. In that 1 hour is going to be mostly Q&A. So you can understand like that. Okay, let me just quickly see if there are any other interesting questions and then we'll close for today. Mm. After the Makamakhya, my periods are becoming. Yes, Makamakhya workshop. I have talked about this in Makamakhya also, and I think in Q&A session also. That Makamakhya workshop will end up changing the energy of your womb. Which means we talked about this that your womb is very cyclic with the moon cycle. So your womb will end up aligning itself according to where um, your current energy phase is. So, for example, let's say full moon is going on. Okay. So now full moon represents a phase where something has either completely come to its fruition or there is a new beginning. Usually people think it's Amavasya, but or it's new moon, but no. New moon is sometimes with beginning, yes, but mostly it is with going into nothingness and ending. So with full moon, the energy is that there's something is coming in fruition, or something is, like manifestation, or something is new beginning, new beginning. Okay. So now here in this case, let's say if your periods have become little bit here and there, you may see that they are trying to align itself in to some natural cycle of the outside. And if you are in a current phase where you are supposed to have a new beginning in your life, your periods will become here and there, the dates will shift, and it will pull you, or rather pull your cycle to somewhere around full moon if you are in a new beginning phase. Let's say if you're in an ending phase, so you will end up getting it pulled towards the new moon, or even the, I think, waning or waxing, whatever is it called. Like always confused between those two. So yes, so accordingly, there's a post that I've made on my Instagram. You can check that. But that will happen. Basically, a womb is trying to energetically shift to what is right for you. Okay. This is a very common misconception that most of us have because of whatever the medical research that has been done, that periods have to be like, regular all the time, date wise. No, periods are connected to nature. They have to be cyclic. If full moon is on, let's say, 28th of September, for example, today, and your womb has to connect with that cycle, it will come on 20th. Next month, let's say the full moon is happening on 25th of September, sorry, 5th of October, then it will come to that. So we end up thinking that irregular means, oh, it's not coming on the exact, but that's not how it's always is. The womb is very connected to nature. In fact, you know your womb has healed when you have to no more check your calendar to understand where your periods will be, because you know that, oh, if it's full moon, it's going to happen in 2 3 days. Okay, that's when your womb is in sync with nature, you know your womb is healed. If you're still checking your calendar and whatever these new apps also have come, then there is some issue, there is something still missing. Hmm. Could be a womb issue again, Nitika. You can do the Kamakhya workshop. What can you say are the benefit of listening? No benefit. No benefit at all. See, please don't, and I say this very humbly, don't ask these questions. That what are the benefits of doing Devi or Lila Lalita Sahasranama? कोई benefit नहीं है. ये भी हो सकता है, this may happen that you may feel more emotionally triggered. You can already see some responses in the chat. You may feel more something or the other. So no, there is no benefit, but there is only one purpose, that you will feel absolute oneness with Devi. You will start to understand her leelas, her plays, why she's doing what she's doing. You will be able to experience and witness Devi in everything that happens in your life. You will be able to witness Devi even when things are going very difficult for you. Maybe you're falling sick, maybe there's some relationship. You will able to witness Devi in all of that. That is the so-called benefit. If I have to say benefit, that is the benefit. Otherwise, there's no other benefit. That's all. That's all I would. And for any Devi sadhana, there's no other benefit. Okay. Yes, Priyanka. See, that is why I was telling you, there is some past life baggage. The moment I read your question, I knew that there is some past life story. And that is why I told you very openly that you should work. And you can actually release this. You can do the Kali workshop again if you have already taken it. Or maybe the coming Durga one also you can do. And you can do with the intention that you want to release this. And you will see how it unfolds for you. Uh, Durga workshop is on a work. Yes, I know. That was my first doubt, that if I do it on Thursday, I change the date from Sunday to Thursday. I know it's a working day, and for people who are not in India, it will be very difficult for them because there's no holiday there. But there was such a strong calling that I had to do it on 2nd of October. So I just went away with that. Okay, let's do it. Let's see how that unfolds. Bhairav Sadhana went really deep, happened in my house. Deep cleansing happened in my house. Okay. After a few years of sadhana, I was about to dash some car, but I feel because of Bhairav Baba and Umanji, my car was safely protected. Very nice. I put brake at the right moment. Devi sadhana is going on very well, but I don't get time to sit on reflection part. But Wayne, although I can easily able to identify, but how to overcome this? Started with Ma Kali. Trust me, again, I slept nicely. How to overcome this? Okay, Preeti, I think na हाँ. So, Preeti ji, first of all, you have to ये जो आप बोल रहे हो that you're not able to get time for the reflection, please try to take out time. Put effort to take out time. Very, very important that you do and you take out time and you because I think there is something missing there. So I would again reiterate and suggest that you take out time for the proper reflection work. Okay. That is what I would say. And when you're saying Mahakali meditation, is it the Mahakali workshop? Because in Mahakali workshop, there was a lot of movement. So sleeping wouldn't have been an option. But if it was YouTube meditation that you're talking about that we did on Mahakali, then that's quite a possibility. I honestly, enough, Priti ji, I don't know. I don't want to actually give and interfere with whatever she's doing, with Devi is doing. I would say, if that is how Mahakali want you to witness it, I will not interfere with it. Honestly, I don't want to interfere with. I would say, you should do more movement based meditations that will maybe more easy for you to access consciously. That is why if you do the Ma Kali workshop that we did, they were movement based. Ma Kamakhya workshop was also movement based. Ma Tara is also movement and sound based also. So there's no point of sleeping in, like, there's no space where you can doze off, because you're actively doing something or the other. And Ma Durga is going to be even more movement based. So you will nicely enjoy that. Pashu Bali, animal sacrifice. Yes. So see, animal sacrifice is looked at. I'll tell you what they see it as, rather, is that they see it as liberation of the soul, because they believe, whoever who practices this, they believe that when they are sacrificing it, they are actually offering it to Devi, and they are helping the soul to liberate and experience oneness with Devi. That is the intention through which they do this. And honestly, see, death and birth both are never in the hands of a man. It is very interesting to think, our ego think that I have, given birth to something, or I have killed somebody. But without the will of divine, it is not possible for anything to die. Even if you want to drag an animal and do something, you will not be able to, if that is not the will of the Devi. So to think that, okay, somebody did this, only if you have that inside you, that I did this, you will end up carrying the karmic baggage of it. Okay. Now some people get offended when I say this, because they think, oh, this means anybody can do anything and just get away by saying that I didn't do it. See, saying it is not what I'm saying. Okay. You may say that I haven't done it, but in your core self, you're not in oneness with Supreme. Okay. So animal sacrifice usually is done by those, like, and should be in fact have been done by those ascended tantra sadhaks, or those sadhaks who have reached that stage where they're already experiencing that oneness within. For them, there is no, like, this is not Devi, this is not, everything for them is Devi. And if they are in that state of awareness, and from there if they're doing it, then nothing is going to happen even for their karmic baggage, and may even help the soul that is being sacrificed. But nowadays, I don't know how much has that been retained. How, I don't think we have that. And we end up doing it, we end up sacrificing it. What kind of impact that will create, we don't know about that. But from that perspective, that is where it belongs. Okay. But of course, not everybody has that state of awareness. And if you're doing it from a lower state, you haven't reached there yet, these kind of things is of course not right. Okay, so this is what it is. And Pashu, always animal represents that killing of the animal tendencies. Okay, destruction of the animal tendencies. So nowadays people are shifting, they are using something else, like a fruit or a vegetable or something like that. And they, like, not everybody, but I know many of them who are shifting, and they are doing it like that, reminding them that this is a symbolic thing for our own animal tendencies. Okay. So that is also another reason. One thing that I remember I heard from one of the Tantra teachers once, that I met in Bengal itself, actually, which was very interesting, that I would like to share, is that he said that when I slay the animal, I am slaying the inner ego in me that says that I am a good person, and this is different from me, or this is separate from me. And when I am slaying, or I'm killing an animal, I am facing the death. I am seeing all my darkness in front of me, that I am this capable that I can actually kill something. I am letting my all my darkness come in front of me and I'm seeing it. And when I do it, my ego dissolves there. And I don't know if I've been able to put it the way he told me, but it was quite a deep thought that has left an impression. So I hope that you also feel something from that. Preeti, try the workshop that we have been doing. We have done a series of Devi workshops, Kalima workshop, then you had Ma Kamakhya, then we had Ma Tara, and then Ma Durga. In all of these workshops, we have come with very interesting physical based techniques where we have done movement, breath work, and meditation combined, energy work combined, and some mantra chanting also. So, five, six things we combined together to become one practice, from yoni breathing to different kind of dance movements, a lot of things that we did together. That is very easy in terms of if you have issues with dozing off, because you will be constantly using your breath, your hands, your physical body, so you will still remain connected with the practice, but yet physically also involved. That is why this, see, the Devi series that we did now, the 4 workshops, and the fourth one is now on 2nd of October, was very much involved with the physical body, to remember and to remind women that your body is a vessel for Shakti. Okay, that is why we did. Yes, Gayatri, why not? You definitely you can do. Hey, you've also started doing something like guided work in access to meditation per month. Uh, as per what meditation course? Yes, Seema. So I'll tell you about it. We have started, though the form has been on my Instagram story and now it may have gone also. We have only started it for few slots right now, where under my guidance, remember, I won't be working with you on a one-on-one or personal basis. My team will be working with you, who are themselves experienced in, let's say, psychology, then yoga, then chakra healing, tantra, and breath work. So the team that I'm going to bring forward, they have these abilities and they will be working under my guidance. So let's say if you come to us, whatever your case will be, we'll take that in the Google form first. Then I will understand what what you need. And then accordingly, my team will reach out to you and work with you on personally. And during that period, whatever meditation is going to be relevant for you, let's say womb healing is relevant for you, we will give you all the womb healing meditation that we have had for that period, so that you do it, you take it, and you benefit from it. Okay, so that is the whole idea about it. And my, because see, what happens is when you join courses and all, there is no personal guidance, right? I try my best to do it through WhatsApp groups and everything else, but of course there is like customized guidance that you may need. So that is why we thought of doing something like this, that you will get customized answers, understanding under my mentorship and understanding for everything like this. Okay, so this is why we have done it. Just a second, my Wi-Fi, and you will get the meditations that we will uh, offer you. I think there is some internet issue. Anyways, okay, all right. So I have to close now. I think there is some internet issue at mine also. I will be closing the meditation and sorry, the session now. Thank you so much for those of you who have stayed and who are still present. And those of you who want to join our session workshop happening on 2nd of October and also maybe want to get the recording, Nikita will give you the link of it later in the WhatsApp group and Instagram also. You'll get the link. You can join. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you.